Hello and welcome to another rousing edition of Trending Topics with BB. I am your humble host, Brooke Brown, hence the BB. Well, Happy New Year, Happy 2020, Feliz Nuevo. Thank you again, first and foremost, for tuning into this episode and this podcast. If you are new, I do want to remind you there is an official website you can log on to, which is trendingtopicswithbbpodcast.com. However, if you are new and you found this via Google, thank you for listening wherever you're getting your podcasts. Speaking of that, if you're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or anywhere where you can leave a rating or comment, please do. Hopefully favorable. But if you don't like this podcast or you have any suggestions, comments, or concerns, you can email at ttwithbbpod@gmail.com. There, I will read all of, your inquiries about this podcast. But I wanted to check in. It is now 2020. I've taken a few weeks off from releasing a new episode. And by all means, go back and listen to previous episodes of the past 5 years. And if you are on our social media accounts under TT with BB or Trending Topics with BB on Facebook, you have seen the recent decade and 2019 countdowns of best episodes. That's just based on listeners and downloads of this podcast. So if you want to check that out, feel free to go back and review those episodes. I feel like they're great episodes. I've had great guests. I've had returning guests. I hope to have more returning guests and opportunities. And for those that don't know, me personally, I'm in the process of relocating from Arizona to the LA area. I got a promotion at my day job, and as you will have figured out with this podcast, I'm a pop culture junkie, so it may help this podcast secure some more guests that have been on my list for quite some time, and I hope to pursue that going forward. So like I said, this is a Happy New Year, checking in with you. Hope you and yours are doing well. This is basically just to kind of check in and hopefully go down a little bit of instance. Now, I may be releasing another episode depending on my schedule, kind of coinciding with the Binge What series, Binge What, that I've released, having to do with recommendations and news concerning the world we live in streaming television, such as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, now Disney Plus, to coincide with next week's Golden Globes. That is going to be fun to see, with a lot of great television and movies that have been nominated this year, most of which I've actually seen or watched, so that's exciting. There's a few, of course, that are on the list that are eventually on the Oscar Academy list that coincide with that will be announced, or I think they will, if not already, this week or next week, because this Golden Globes goes with the SAG Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards, so we're in the middle of the award season now going forward. So I may release an episode coinciding with that. I don't know. My schedule, I'm doing a lot of traveling here at the beginning of the year in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned. If not, I will do another Binge What episode to kind of talk about. Well, speaking of that, if you have not binge watched You Season 2 on Netflix, or even the first one, it's an intense show. And it's compelling from start to finish. I know everybody's watching The Witcher, but it's slow for me. You watched in a day, so that's my one suggestion for now. Again, if you have any suggestions of guests, or you would like to be a guest and you're listening to this episode, please, again, reach out to the email provided beforehand, but I will mention it right now, ttwithbbpod@gmail.com. I would love to talk to anybody that is interested in joining this podcast. I appreciate it, and as you can tell, I'm just going to keep going with this podcast as long as people will listen to this podcast. So again, happy 2020, happy New Year, and we'll see you further into this year. Bye.